Hi everybody, it's Tina here at Hummingbird Tales. This is the first of the winter journals that I've just finished. This is Karen O'Reilly's, and this is a present for Karen just because she's one of my dearest friends and she's always making me journals and sending me goodies and things. So she doesn't know, or she didn't know, what this was going to be, the theme of it, what it's going to look like. She doesn't know anything about it. All I told her was that I was making her a journal and it's a belated birthday present, and also it's a belated Easter present because she sent me a lovely journal for Easter and also for my birthday. So this is long overdue, but I've been working on Alys and I've just got to finish sewing in her signatures and then put all the tags in, and then that one's going to be ready to go as well. So that will be out on Monday. Anyway, I'm going to do this as quick as I can because I've got my battery running low. This journal is about 5 3/4 by 4. The spine works out about 2 inches. I've done a pamphlet stitch. On the spine here I've got some dangly bits and pieces, and I've used these fabrics and ribbons and all throughout the journal. The cover, if I show you the back it will be easier to see, is actually lots and lots of vintage lace and fabrics, and some of it's modern, and I just basically did a whole collage of it together. So it's like this, and then on the front we've got this image of a beautiful lady that I've got from Mrs. Coggs. I can't remember what the kit's called, it's a winter one, but throughout this journal you're going to see pictures from this kit from Mrs. Coggs on Etsy. I've also used this, if I just show you, I think I've used the cover, but this is a Stamperia Blue Stars paper pad, and I got it in the 12 by 12, and this is the 8 by 8. So I've used bits of that throughout, and I've also used a paper kit, winter paper kit from Etsy, and I can't remember the seller's name. I don't know if it's Calico Collage or something, but I will link it all in below. So I'm going to whiz through. There's all the pages have been coffee stained, there's stamping throughout, there's collage throughout, and this is basically everything and anything to do with winter, with vintage bits and pieces, some whimsical fairies, and some scenery and animals, just everything linked to winter because it's Karen's favourite time of the year. You can see how fat this is. I'll just do that. I didn't expect it to become so big, but it has, and I didn't want to take anything out of it. So if Karen wants to write in it, she can take out lots of the things in this journal and use it however she wants and write in the journal. So on the front we have the picture, and I've just collaged on top of the cover with some vintage trim, vintage lace and stuff underneath. Oh gosh, there's all sorts on here. So if I open it up inside, so we have the first page, and I'm just going to make sure the light is right in there because it's quite dark at the moment for summer. I don't know why. So on the first page, this fabric is used without on pockets and tags, and it is vintage, and I bought it in a vintage pack of bits and pieces. And this is a little snippet that's been pinned on by a Tim Holtz clip, and that says Secrets on it. And this is one of the tags with vintage doily bling. You can see what's on there. It's got "This book belongs to," and that goes in there. This is from the Winter Magic paper kit, and that's just on there as decoration. And then we've got 5 little snowflake charms that are hanging on a diagonal down throughout the book. So I'm just going to flip through. Okay, so here we've got an envelope. Kindness changed the world, and inside it's a journal card. Everything has been backed onto coffee paper, either plain or lined. Most of the cards have been sewn around, and the tags, there are some which haven't, but most of them have been. So I'm just going to show you this quite quickly. It's collage here, On this page I've decoupaged a bit of a winter napkin there, some animals, and doily, and this is a bag that was from Andrea. That's a fairy from the paper pad. I'm just going to go through. The story begins. That sheet of paper comes from the paper kit that I bought online. This is vintage, winter sole, and there's been fabric ruffled up here, and that's a fabric tag with all the lovely bits and pieces and some butterflies. It's beautiful fabric, and I just had to use it throughout. I've put loads of quotes in this. This one says, "Kindness is like snow, it beautifies all that it covers." That's the paper kit. Here's a nice piece of a plique type of ribbony trim, and that's got one of the snowflakes on, and there's another tag made with that fabric which goes in there. Paper from the paper kit. There's a little chipmunk or whatever he is that's been decoupaged. Vintage doily that has been dyed teal. I did buy it like that. Some of you might have seen some feathers that I decoupaged on Facebook. This is one of a little bird, so I kept that to go in here. And in this pocket we've got a little journal, just a little booklet really, of coffee dyed paper. I'll just put that there. And we've got leaf trim. So there's sparkle and blues and creams throughout. Walking in a Winter Wonderland. That's from Pinterest. Here's some a tag made with some designer paper in a glassine bag. That's been all layered up with cheesecloth and stuff. Collage. We are all like snowflakes, all beautiful in our own beautiful way. And there's a fox that's been decoupaged on. And this is some handmade paper with these little metal bits, or they're plastic, but they've been embellished in. It's one of the fairies from Stamperia, and underneath it's a collage of the chipmunks. I really like that. I like them hiding underneath there. And this is the centre of the first signature. I forgot to say that there's two. And the quote says, "A snowflake is one of God's most fragile creations, but look what they can do when they all stick together." And I just thought that this was a beautiful little card, piece of scenery of a swan on a winter's morning or a winter's afternoon on a lake. And this is one of my paper clips that I've embellished, and that says, "Don't lose your sparkle." And here's another paper clip, hidden paper clip. Whoopsies. There we go. I'm going out of thingy again. If I put my arm around this way, I might be a bit better actually. There we go. So I'll put that there. Punched out one of the edges, lots of stamping, some collage down here, ruffle, and this is a belly band that's been made by layering up some ribbon and trim. And this is the fairy, one of the fairy pictures from the winter kit, and I've just made this journaling card with bits and pieces that I've used throughout really. And here we've got, "It's that heart of gold and stardust soul that makes you beautiful." And there's another tag that I've made. I've used wallpaper in this kit as well to embellish some of the tags. That's a lovely faded image of a lady from the winter kit. Here we've got a pocket in both corners, and this is a little shepherd with his sheep. I thought that was a beautiful picture, so I added that in here. And that was from, crikey, Pinterest. It's a bit awkward though. I should have used something not so stiff as the paper, but there we go. And we have another one of my paper clips, which says "In My Dreams." And there's another tag with some vintage trim. Actually, no, that's eyelet trim, that's not vintage. The other half of some of the designer paper. Stamping, the other half of the bag, and it was Andrea from Artie Mays that gave me that. And this one's got little moments, big memories on it. I have to rush through because there's so much in this journal. I'd be here all day. So again, a bit of collage, doily. This is one of my tags that I've made, and that's an image of one of the ladies from Mrs. Cogg's kits. More stamping. All of this comes out. That's one of my paper clips, which says "A Glimpse of Heaven." and that's a picture of a man and a lady, vintage one, which has got lined paper on the back. That's one of the paper clips, and this is holding in a glassine bag, and inside is a journaling card that I've made by decoupaging these blue butterflies onto some dictionary paper. That's it. So that all goes back in there like that. And this is a collage, Kindness Can Change the World. And in this little bit we've got a little tiny like folded over booklet, so that can be journaled in. Whoopsies. And up here, this is one of the journal cards from the Stamperia paper pack. What can I do when the night comes and I break into stars? So that's in there. And then on this side, this is the second signature. We've got vintage crochet doily, bits of trim, and this is the lady that's on the front cover. So that's made into like a little miniature journaling tag. And then here we've got a lovely fabric pocket. This says looking up with the fairy on, and there's a little tiny tag hiding away in there. Put that back in there. And up here there's a bunny looking upwards. This is one of the plastic money gift cards that you get from the supermarkets, and I think it was Easter that my husband found them, so he got a couple of them and brought them home. But Karen loves bunnies, so I put it on there, layered up with some collage, and it says bring the star, so he's looking up at his star. And on this side, this is a paper clip that I altered, and this all folds out. And this is paper from the kit, and this is a card that says Winter Wonderland, and on the other side, winter is a time for comfort, for good food and warmth, for the touch of a friendly hand, and for a talk beside the fire. It is a time for home, and Edith Stilwell said that. So pin all that back together as best I can. A snowflake is winter's butterfly, and I got collage here and butterflies there. Winter Wonderland there. There's that little fox again. This is a paper tea bag that I bought in a pack of about 25, and I've done some collage work on here with some feather and trim and wallpaper. And this is a tag I've made from one of the journal cards from the Stamperia book. And up here is a journaling card that I made from one of the pages on that Stamperia, or in that Stamperia book. Blue Stars, I think I've said that's what it's called. And we've got a belly band on this side with another fairy card. I'm chucking them everywhere. Oopsie, she's upside down. And then here we've got a doily with some trim, and there's the other paper clip. And this is a journaling card print out from the winter kit that I used, and that's some lined paper where I've punched out down the side. I thought that looked quite nice for that one. And on this side there's some embellishment here, and that says just like the butterfly, I will awaken in my own time. Some of the paper from the kit. That's a little stag that's been decoupaged. Here we've got a flip up, flip down. It's all been embellished. And in here we've got another one of Mrs. Cogg's images, and this is like a railway tunnel that's going through a forest through winter. It's got snow, and I love that scene, so I put that in there for Karen. Centre of the second signature, I liked it as it was, so I didn't add anything to it, and it's the heart of gold and stardust soul that makes you beautiful. And on the next page we've got a little pocket here, and I've collaged some oh my goodness, what's it called trim, oh my gosh, cheesecloth and a little bird. And if I flip it up, you can see there's a fairy and some music paper and bits and pieces, and inside is a journaling card which says kindness can change the world, so that fits in there. And in the top is a tag with another image from Mrs. Cogg in there. Up here we've got a little flip up tuck space. What can I do when the night comes and I break into stars? And this says, just like the butterfly, I will awaken on my own time. And that's one of the hearts that I've cut out from the kit. Some coffee dyed paper with stamping and script. That's from the Winter's kit. And here we've got a glassine bag. This image I got off Pinterest. And inside is a tree. Now this I fussy cut out, but it was from one of the journaling cards from the Winter's kit. And this is just a little booklet that I've made using some of Artie Maze's paper from her Woodland Walk kit, because it had the blues and all in it, and I thought that went quite well. On the other side here we've got a collage little pocket, and here we've got a little bunny in the snow, and again that's all backed on coffee dyed paper. So I've got collage here. Here we've got another collage with a little bird that's been decoupaged. This is a collage tuck, and we've got a journaling card here from the Stamperia kit that I've embellished and created. And on this side here we've got a little it's actually a jelly bean soup pocket that I was gifted from Andrea, and I folded it up to create a pocket here and put some embellishment and made this tiny little tag with Let It Snow. And then we've got a little squirrel inside, and hiding here we've got one of the fairies from the Stamperia book paper pad, and this is a glassine envelope that I've scrunched up, and then I've filled it with sequins of the same colour that's in this journal, and put a little butterfly there to keep it all in place, and that just slips straight back in there like that. Let's have him poking out. That's it, and she's meant to be poking out. There's the last of the paper clips. Here we've got a stag that's come from the paper kit, the winter one, and this is a pocket I've made, and it says, to walk in nature is to witness 1,000 miracles. And in here we've got an envelope that I've decoupaged onto, and inside that envelope is a piece of the Artie Maze paper from her Woodland Walk kit. It just matches perfectly. I added a bit more blue, just stick that back in a minute. And here's another one of the tags made from that fabric. And then on the last page we've got the tree again that's been printed onto some calico, and I made a tip in. There's a little fox that's been decoupaged on there with a little hidden writing area. And here we've got another pocket with one of my paper clips attached to it with Winter Wonderland. And in the back we've got the last journaling card, which is about winter, and it says, the coldest season of the year between autumn and spring. On the northern hemisphere it extends from December to February, and in the southern hemisphere from June to August. And that's got my stamp on the back. Now from somewhere within this journal I had this little tag. I can't remember where it went, so I'm just going to have to pop it in somewhere. But that's Karen's. I hope you like it, Karen. I've really enjoyed making it. I made it alongside Alys, and they're both totally different journals. Well, they are different. They've got similar colours, but I wanted to do winter for Karen again, like I said, because it is her favourite time of the year, and I thought that by making her a journal was very much long overdue. I'll just stick that in there for now. So there we go, folks. I hope you enjoyed looking through this journal. I'm sorry I went so quickly.